everyone, welcome back to the Let's Play of Fire Emblem The Sacred Stones. I'm Raishi from Pupandbun, and as always, this is my second episode of my solo Let's Play on one of my favorite game series of all time. Full disclosure, I had to re-record this video because I had an error in the last one, and I decided to redo it altogether. Thankfully, in that time, I was able to fix any and all mispronunciations I would have had, so that's not going to be a problem. I hope. I really hope. Move on. King Hayden apologizes for being unable to spare soldiers. However, he does provide Eirika with a small but trusted party of vassals. Eirika is grateful for the king's aid. Chasing rumors of her brother, she sets out for Grotto. The group's first stop is the remote village of Ai, which was, until very recently, a part of Renee. Here, Eirika sees the devastation of Renee with her own eyes. Here we go. Chapter 2, The Protected. Seth has mapped out a route for us. We'll travel south of Renee and pass through Seraphiu into Grotto territory. That would be a sensible plan. Assuming, of course, that we can avoid any run-ins with Grotto soldiers. Princess Eirika, may I have your leave to scout ahead? From the sky, I'll have a better chance of spotting any nearby troops. We're yours to command, Your Highness. Will you give your permission? Yes, of course. Keep an eye out for an enemy bowman, though, Vanessa. Yes, Your Highness, I shall. I shall prove myself worthy of the honor of your trust. She seems very sincere. Sincere, yes, quite. Hey boss, we found more villages ripe for the picking. 1, 2, 3. I love a good war. With all those soldiers preoccupied, we're free to pillage as we please. Right. Bone, you're in charge. Grab everything that's not nailed down and bring it to the hideout. I'm on it. Dad, bandits approaching. I'm getting you out of here, Ross. You stay close to me. Let's start with that village there. Go to it, boys. It's all yours. Cut down anyone fool enough to get in your way. I'm heading west around the mountains to the other villages. Ross, what is it? What's wrong? It's nothing. It's just a scratch. You're a warrior, Dad, and I'm your son. I won't be beaten so easily. Don't risk yourself so foolishly. We need to get you some help. Please, someone help my son. This looks serious. I must report back to Princess Eirika at once. I have bad news. The villages to the east is under attack by bandits. Bandits? We've arrived at our first dilemma. We must move quickly and attract as little attention as possible, but I cannot stand by and watch innocents be harmed. Vanessa, how fare the villagers? I spotted one injured person. He appears to be just a child. Father Mulder, can your staff help? Well, yes, I can heal his injuries with my staff, but I cannot do it from here. He's too far away. I must be near him. Princess, please leave this to me. I shall bring the boy here. Alright, Vanessa, it's up to you. Very well. I'm off. Clear face. It sounds like my inability to read strikes again. I don't know why I'm getting tongue-twisted. I'm not usually this problematic. Anyway, so we're moving on to this next chapter of the game. As you saw there, as soon as this cutthroat was able to land in this village square, he was able to destroy it immediately. That's a mechanic that you have to keep in mind for this game because a lot of very good items comes from these places. So all you have to do is basically take a character and place them on the spot in front of the village and have them wait there or visit. Click the visit button and you will immediately get into a text conversation and you will get a free item. Anyway, let's move on to something that I wanted to introduce in the first episode but I didn't get to. So, time for your character bios. So as you see on screen, I have these stats laid out for each of the characters in Fire Emblem The Sacred Stones. But for now, you might only see Eirika. Eirika is the main character of this game, or at least one of the main characters, if it wasn't obvious enough. She is a lord, and her main weapon is a sword. Her main stats are skill and speed. That makes her reliably fast, which makes her easy to dodge. Makes it easy for her to dodge and to land crits, which is her main goal. She is kind of a sponge, but not as big of a sponge as you'd think. So she can still hold her own if her speed is high enough. Right now, though, her only weapon is a sword, so we can't really do anything. And as a lord of the game, for anyone who knows Fire Emblem, it's a standard that a lord is the most important unit on the field. If they go down, it's game over. Some games have other characters in certain chapters that could be more important and also should be kept alive, and we'll get into that once we get into that. But right now, all you need to do is to make sure Eirika's alive. She's fast, she can crit, she's your all-around really good and really fast Lord character. There are other characters similar to her who are better at what she does, but for now, she's pretty good. Moving on to the next character that we received, which was Franz. Franz is a cavalier, meaning he's on horseback, giving him more movement than most units. As you saw earlier with Seth, he can have a lot of movement, up to 8 unit tiles. The thing about Franz, though, is that he stands out as the cavalier of this game that has very, I would say, average stat growths. He doesn't really excel in anything, and he doesn't really have disadvantages in other things. Since he's a cavalier, he's very useful to use early on. However, there are cavaliers in the future that you might want to use if you want to value, or if you value, rather, certain stats. So Franz is more of your all-around. I will be using him from time to time because I do have a good use for him. But we'll deal with that later whenever we get to his ability to promote, because I'm only dealing with the base. If you want a standard cavalier that can do anything, you can use Franz. But there are others later if you want to be more specific. So let's move on to Seth. I went to Franz first because Seth is actually just a promoted version of Franz in the sense that he's a paladin. So paladin is one of the classes that cavaliers promote into. And as you can see, Seth's stats growths aren't that great. And that is purposeful. Because you get him so early in the game and because he's already promoted, he has high weapon levels and he has high stats. But what the biggest drawback is that he doesn't gain as much experience because he's already promoted. So this is one of those cases where you only use him as a last resort, or if he needs to tank a hit or anything like that. There is a strategy I use for him later because there's a chapter later on that kind of traumatized me when I first played this game. But we'll get to that later. Seth, although, is actually very good later on if you can keep him on par with everyone else. He's not like the others of his type, and when I say that, I mean the archetype he's based off of in other Fire Emblem games. He's one of the better ones. So you can still use him even after, but you suggest keeping him out of the fight until then, unless you really need someone who can take a hit or you really need a handicap. Next, we have Gilliam, who is the knight. Knights are generally defensive, and they have a weakness to things like the rapier and a weapon that we'll be seeing later. So it's good to keep them... It's good to be careful with them. However, their biggest strength is the fact that they are basically tanks or even walls. They can do a lot of damage in one hit because they're not that fast. And Gilliam specifically in this game is the knight that becomes a tank. He is incredibly defense-based and usually kills people in one shot if you're lucky. He promotes into 2 things, which I will get into later. But for Gilliam, he is the character you use if you want to have a tank or like a wall, a dedicated tank or wall, because that's all he's really good for. It's very rare that you can get him to a place where he can attack twice. So that's something you have to be careful about. Oh, another thing is Franz earlier can use a lance and a sword. That's what cavaliers can do. Seth as a paladin could use a lance and a sword. Actually, in previous games, specifically Fire Emblem 7 and 6, paladins could actually use axes as well. But they removed that because they wanted to balance out the paladin, which makes a lot of sense. Gilliam, on the other hand, will promote into 2 things, which we'll get into later, and he's one of 2 knights, but that 2 potential knights that you can get in this game. So that's something you might want to keep in mind. Next, we have Vanessa, the Pegasus Knight. Pegasus Knights are amazing. They can fly all over, they are really fast, they dodge really well, and unlike other units that focus more on defense, Pegasus Knights focus more on resistance, which means that they can go up against magic users, which is really good. However, they have one big weakness, which Eirika mentioned earlier, which was bowmen. They can get killed by archers really easily in this game. And every other Fire Emblem game ever. There are only 2 classes in this game that get readily affected by bows, and Pegasus are the more magic-oriented. They're the ones who are good for killing mages. They're really fast, they don't hit as hard, but they definitely have advantages when it comes to crit. Pegasus Knights generally have 2 promotions in this game. And just like in other games, Vanessa isn't the only Pegasus Knight that you'll get in this game. You'll actually get 2 more. So, Vanessa is a very good early on, but if you prefer the other 2 for their stat growths, then you can choose them. But Vanessa is a very solid choice that you can have. Right now, she can only use a lance, but that might change later. Last but not least is Mulder. Mulder is a priest character. Priest is basically a cleric of this game. They only heal. If you want him to do damage, you have to promote him in order for him to deal damage. I'm sorry. But right now, all he can do is heal. And he's only one of 2 dedicated healers in this game that are of their type. There is a 3rd healer, but she is very different from the 2 healers that you get early on. I'm not gonna spoil who they are, but for now, I'm just gonna say Mulder is pretty good as your healer. You'll be having him for a while, and until you get the 2nd healer, you'll decide later. If I remember correctly, Mulder is the one that does more damage when he promotes compared to the other healer in this case. So it's really up to you what you want to prioritize, healing or dealing damage as that. Because as you've figured in this game, there's a lot of cross-section when it comes to promoting, and a lot of other classes promote into classes that others do. So a cleric can promote into a class that another class later would actually also be able to promote into. So it's all about deciding what you want to do with your characters. Anyways, enough talk, back to the game. So let's move Mulder over here because we want him to visit this, and we also want him to heal Ross as soon as Vanessa gets to him. I will get into Garcia and Ross eventually. I will do that at the end of the video, or at the end of this chapter, because it's already been too long with bios and we should really get this going. Okay, let's go visit. The most wonderful man rescued me. He was dressed like a mercenary, but he had an air of elegance about him. He gave me this elixir. I'm sure it'll help you on the battlefield. Great, an elixir. So an elixir is very much like the vulnerary, but instead of healing minor wounds, it heals all your wounds. So it's basically a full heal. You want to save this if you're not good. If you think you're not good at Fire Emblem and you want to make sure that your characters are healthy, make sure to save these and make sure to keep them on units you know are going to be put in the front lines. I don't have to worry about that now, so let's move on. This is terrible. What are we going to do? Those bandits are so close. If we can't find some way to protect ourselves, the village is doomed. Perhaps. Evil, listen to me. We must close the village gates immediately. Hurry before the bandits arrive. Who are you? You aren't from one of the neighboring towns, are you? And your weapons give you away. You're no peasant. My name's Eirika. I'm a mercenary. A mercenary named Eirika, is it? There's more to you than that, I feel. And don't worry, it's none of my affair. I haven't told you who I am yet, have I? I am Selika, a general in Grotto's army. Ah! Is something wrong? No, nothing. It looks like these villagers have some bandit troubles. I'd like to help, but I have orders. I'm to leave for the capital immediately, and I cannot stay. You're armed, and you claim to be a mercenary. Will you help them? Is there a problem? Oh, no, of course, I'll help them. It's just, you're one of Grotto's generals. Why? These aren't soldiers, they're people. Should they suffer because their leaders fight? I petitioned your aid. Take this as payment. Red gem, great. His item is primarily used for selling, so as soon as you get the chance, sell it. See, 2,500 gold, so... Okay, time to speed this up. I've been talking too much. Let's move all the characters forward. And our priority is to get Ross out of there, because if he gets taken out, that's bad. So the one thing I didn't bring up in the first episode because it wasn't as important. Ouch. 40% and he got hit. Dang. So we have another phase, which is basically if there are any other units that are not associated with you. And sometimes they're recruitable, like these two, but let's deal with this first. So, for anyone who knows Fire Emblem, they already know that the game has a permadeath system. So it's best to make sure that you save everyone on the field and make sure that you get everything possible if you want to make the most of this, because leaving some enemies alive is actually a huge waste of experience, although not in this game, more so in other games, so it's best to kill as many people as you can. Anyway, let's talk to Ross and recruit him into our squad. Hey, listen! My village is being attacked by bandits. My name's Ross. Come on, you have to help me wipe those thugs out. Alright, just take a deep breath and calm down, Ross. Leave the villagers to us. We'll drive off the bandits. Seth, take the boys somewhere safe. No, wait! I'm going to fight too. But my father is out there all alone fighting those bandits. I've got to get back to him as quickly as possible. I'm the son of the great Garcia. As long as I have my axe, no bandit will ever defeat me. Alright, I can see you're not going to be swayed. But you must promise you will stay close to us. And there we go, and we have Ross. Ross is a journeyman class, which is unique to Sacred Stones, and it's very unique in another way, which I will talk about later. So let's move on, let's see. Goes all the way up to the store. I believe we can have Franz go all the way there. And because it's a axe wielder, we have to use the iron sword just to make sure. I'll put Seth over here because I know... Hang on. Generally, in these types of games, they always go after the weaker unit, but I'm going to just put him here just in case because I don't want him to accidentally fight Seth. That would be a problem. So let's show off Molder's healing ability. So basically, you click staff, you click heal, 30 uses. Each weapon has its amount of uses right next to it, and obviously, once it runs out, the weapon will break. So certain weapons, like Eirika's rapier, you have to make sure that you conserve its uses, otherwise you're gonna end up wasting all of it before she gets a new sword. Yep, Franz isn't strong enough yet to kill an enemy in 2 shots. He doesn't have enough speed, and that doesn't help. Thanks, Franz. Strength and skill, that's fine. But what I'm going to do with him, it's fine. Also, man, these hit rates are really bad. I know they're standing on forests and a fortress, but still. That sucks. Anyways. Nope, you're still not gonna get it with 45, dude. Oh, dang. Okay, let's do this. Gilliam, I'll put you right here. Franz, let's kill you. Yep. That extra 1 point of strength gave him 1 extra damage. I'm generally, I would consider an okay Fire Emblem player. I don't know all the damage calculations to a T. I don't know that much. But I do know that 1 boost in strength does help attack. That sounds stupid. Why did I say that out loud? Let's rescue Garcia. Fortunately, we can't drop him. Yeah, we can't do that. Unfortunately, the other characters can't lift. So let's do this. Let's go to the armory. So in the armory, you can buy items like the Slim Sword, which is a weaker version of the swords that you normally get, but its hit rate is a lot higher, excuse me. You have the Iron Sword, which is the general sword you use, and then you have variations for the Lance and the Axe. I'm going to buy 1 Iron Sword for Eirika, just in case, because I don't want to waste her rapier, and I'm going to sell the red gem because it'll help a lot. There we go. I don't need to buy anything right now, plus it's easy to buy items in this game, so it's not really worth it. You kind of just use that if you need it in particular, but nah. I'm just gonna move Ross over here. He'll support Gilliam as much as he can. Unfortunately, Vanessa in this level is kind of useless because all the characters that they're fighting are axe users. And unless you want to fight against the weapon triangle, then you have no chance of doing this. I'm only risking Gilliam because I know he can take it. That's not good though. Crap. Anyways, let's move France back here and have you attack this guy. Your hit rate's gonna be a lot better because you are advantaged in the weapon triangle. Don't hit, thank you. Let's move Gilliam out of the way because that's gonna be bad. And I'll move Eirika in a spot. No, shoot. Where are you going? Where are you going? Yeah, I'll move Ross away because he's gonna die if I don't. Over here. Yep, safe from harm's way. Great, 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 cool. Are you gonna reach Gilliam? Yes, you are. Fudge cakes, but you're not going to, so it's fine. I will drop Garcia right here. And I will move Vanessa over here. Fortunately, she's not gonna be much help. Over there. And Seth, I'm gonna take you this village because I don't want them to destroy it. What's it? What is it? What's with all the ruckus? What bandits? Spread the word, everyone. Close the village gates. Thank you for warning. Please accept the small token. What is it? Pure water. I forgot what that does. Give me a second. Boosts resistance, but grows weaker every turn. So that's something that you can use later. It's not really important because there aren't any magic users, so it's not really a big deal. Moving on. Oh god. Nice! Also, I swear I'm not making these mistakes on purpose. I'm not trying to get my units killed. I actually ended the last session because one of my units got killed, which was awful. But that was my own fault. I wasn't paying attention. And crud, I didn't equip the iron sword on her. What is wrong with me today? Probably just tired. As you can tell, my voice is also kind of shot, so... Ooh, is Garcia gonna take him down? Yes, he is! Unfortunately, he's another unit, which means he doesn't gain any experience from that, because I'm an idiot. Anyway. Let's stop. Dad! Ross? Boy, what did I tell you? What are you doing here? Don't worry about me. Hurry up and get yourself to safety. Did you really think I could just run away while you fight, Dad? You taught me that fighters fight for what's important to them. There's no way I'm leaving. I'm fighting just like you. Ross. Alright, listen to me. We'll cut our way out of here together. And he's not part of our squad. He is a fighter, which again, I will go into later. But we really need to take this guy out. There we go. That's gonna take him down. Nice. There we go. I'm actually gonna try out a little strategy. That was a terrible level up. Oh my god, Eirika. I'm gonna try a little strategy right here. Let's see. He goes all the way there. I'm gonna put Garcia in the line of battle. I'm gonna put Franz here. And I'm going to move Mulder closer. And Vanessa also. I really need to heal Gilliam. I don't know why I didn't press staff. Dang it. Anyway. Seth, you can stay here. I will... No, just stay there. Okay, let's go. Thankfully, Franz still has a sword, so it's not gonna be an issue. He's not gonna kill this guy, though. Because dang it. Wait a minute. Who are you? And... Ouch. 32%? Really? That hit me? Well, it's something you gotta get used to this game. Just because it's a low percentage doesn't mean it's not gonna hit. I feel kind of bad for Franz right here. He's taking quite a beating, but he'll be fine. Cavaliers are generally bulky enough to take this stuff. But let's see if I can take this guy down with an iron axe. Yes, I can! Boom. Please hit the second time, Garcia. Damn it, really? With an 84%, well, that just proves my point. I can't reach it with Ross. Dang it. Anyway, let's see what I can do. Will this work? Nope. Let's heal Gilliam just to give Mulder some more experience. Another thing I forgot to mention about clerics and priests is that because they're healers, they only get experience from healing and from dodging, but why would you do that? So it's really important that you make sure that they're constantly healing characters. And still be fine. I could have used the rapier to finish him off, but Eirika can take it. Most of these guys are axe users, and the big fear I have is that archer. My bad. So there's this guy coming up, but we'll be fine. And I feel like I should kill this guy already, so that he wouldn't cause any issue. There we go. One less thing to worry about. If he gets a defense level up, that'd be great. Or speed. Oh my god, that's a good one. But it's not the best, but whatever. Will I resort to Seth? No, because I don't need it. Anyway, let's go. You're going after friends, you think? Nice. That could have been really bad, actually. He would have done 3 damage, and this guy's doing 6. No, I would have been fine. That's 9 damage total. It would have been fine. Regardless of the situation, I would have just been put under a bit of stress, but whatever. Let's attack you. Ooh, that's gonna kill you straight up. Great. There we go. You're dead now. Thank you. I'll heal friends just a little bit, just to get some more experience out of Molder. There we go. Nice. And Vanessa, is he in range? She is in range. She can take revenge on this archer by killing him up front, because archers can only attack 1 space ahead. Or 2, if you're using a specific weapon. Or more. But that's something we'll deal with later. But let's do this. Let's revenge kill. For those who are unaware, actually, there is a difference between the sword, the lance, and the axe. The axes are generally the most powerful. There's the fanfare. Before I finish this, axe generally are the strongest in terms of raw power, but they're also the heaviest, while lances generally are the most accurate and possibly the weakest. And swords are in the middle. So, should we give this to Eirika or should we give it to Garcia? Or can we give it to Ross? No, we can't, because I'm dumb. Let's give it to Garcia. If he hits. Damn it. Garcia, you failed me. That's fine. Eirika, go. Ugh, blast! And he's dead. Booyah! You saved my son, I owe you my thanks. It's not necessary. Hold on a moment. Aren't you the great Garcia? You fought for Renai, didn't you? I'm gonna be flip-flopping between Renai and Renai. Seth, do you know this man? He was a troop commander for Renai until around 10 years ago. When I was a recruit, the soldiers used to tell so many tales about him. They called him a daring and fearless fighter for Renai. Master Garcia, you must know the peril our homeland faces right now. Can we impose upon you to lend your strength to Renai once again? I'm sorry, I'm retired now. I'm not a soldier anymore. A decision I made a long time ago. Master Garcia, when I was a soldier, I lived my life fighting for my country's honor. I left no time for my family. I spent my life fighting for faceless, uncaring nobles. When my wife fell ill and died, I met that child she had left behind. At that moment, I finally realized what my duty had cost me. I stood at my wife's grave and promised her I would be a father to our son. I'm done with armies, I'm done with fighting, except to protect my son. I have no regrets. I'm the boy's father. You blasted fool! Father, what's all this nonsense I'm hearing? Ross! If you're not going, then I will. I'm a fighter. I know I can do this. Technically, you're a journeyman. Ross, what are you saying? Dad, please, listen to me. I respect you more than any other man in the world. I know you gave up being a soldier for me. I know that. How can you throw away such a big part of yourself? You're a warrior at heart. You can't give that up and be happy. Look at me, Dad. Have you seen me fight? I'm not a child anymore. I'm a warrior like you. You're free to worry, but I can survive on my own. Ross, you want to challenge me, Father? I'm a fighter, the best in all of Ide. I'm not gonna lose to you. I'm not gonna lose to anyone. You're right. You're a good soldier, Ross. So Seth, if these old bones of mine can still serve, I'd like to join you. Dad, looks like my boy grew up while I wasn't looking. He's tougher than I thought. He doesn't need my help. I've raised him as best I could, but he's right. I've nothing to fear. I should fight. I will fight. Dad! Thank you so much for your help. Please stay the night and rest. We would if we could, but we have much to do and far to travel. Your safety is reward enough. Ah, well. My, that is a splendid bracelet you're wearing. Thank you. My father gave this to me. It's a wonderful gift. But you should be careful, wearing such a valuable item so openly. Since Renai was invaded, things have become so dangerous around here. There are gold-hungry thieves and bandits everywhere. The most wicked are Bazbaz bandits. They are cruel beyond words. You have something they want, your life is worth less than nothing. Just the other day, they assaulted some travelers and... oh, it was awful. I can't believe such things. Oh, Renai is finished, mark my words. The Grotto's empire has stolen our future. Our only hope against them was that Prince Ephraim would prevail, but... rumor has it that he's on the verge of being crushed by Grotto's vast numbers. These are dark days. Travel with care. So we got more information about Ephraim. Speaking of Ephraim. 3 years ago. It's time to start. Are you ready, Eirika? Yes, Ephraim. Let's begin. Tell me though, why do you want to fight me why do you want me to teach you to fight? I thought you didn't care for violence. I do not like uncivilized behavior. I think one can solve one's problems without fighting. And yet what? I've always relied on you to protect me, brother. I'd rather not be such a burden to you in the future. So I thought, maybe I should learn to protect myself. I'm your brother. Brothers are supposed to protect their sisters. It's nothing for you to worry about. It's none of your concern. Yes, but I'm your sister. Sisters are supposed to worry about their brothers. So I'd like to learn something of swordplay, if only a little. And maybe someday I can protect you in your time of need. So please, Ephraim. Alright. How can I say no? Honestly, once you get an idea into your head, that's it. I might as well give in. It's agreed. I'll teach you, but... won't hold back because you're my sister. And I want no complaining once we started, Eirika. Complain? Me? Never. Oops, beg your pardon. Hey. Princess, are you alright? Yes, someone bumped into me is all. I was jarred. Highness, where's your bracelet? My bracelet, it's gone. Where could it be? Did that man... I'll find him. Don't worry about it, Seth. That bracelet was a gift from my father, but Ephraim needs our help. I can't let sentimentality get in the way of our duty. No, Princess. We must retrieve your bracelet regardless of what cost. You cannot lose it. Let's go. We must hurry. So it seems like Seth knows more about the bracelet than we think. The Bandits of Borgo. So I see like this video is going on a bit too long, so I'm just gonna cut it here and I'm going to talk more about Ross and Garcia in the beginning of the next episode. Once we get into the battle. Because I feel, and if I remember correctly, there are 2 new characters coming in this chapter that's going to be very important, and it would be good to lump in Ross and Garcia into that. So we'll deal with that later. Okay guys, see you. Raishi signing off for another episode of Fire Emblem the Sacred Stones. See you guys later.